Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the CFU U14 Boys Championship Competition Group Match. The national teams of St. Martin and Puerto Rico. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the national anthem of St. Martin.
just awaiting kickoff. Once again, this is the CFU Under-14 Boys Challenge Series, an opportunity for development for both the players as well as the coaching staffs and the technical personnel of the 23 participating member countries. Puerto Rico attacking your goal from right to left of screen. And St. Martin will go from left to right. Already coming under some pressure here, St. Martin, as the Puerto Ricans advance along the right side. They are going to have a throw-in. Jadian Jaime will take it, gets it back, evades one tackle, places one inside. This is good ball movement from the Puerto Ricans, but just given away now before they eventually retrieve it. Eliel Feliz plays it inside. It'll come across to this near side where Luis Torres, the captain, will pick it up, surveys his options ahead, and instead opts to take this one backward to Antonio Martinez. Feliz out to Jaime. One player ahead of him. Instead, he goes for the long pass and giving chase that time. Fabian Diaz almost got it under control before the St. Martin goalkeeper advanced to claim. Here's Diaz again giving chase. Does well with a bit of a shoulder-to-shoulder challenge. Tries to maneuver his way past the St. Martin defender, but it's eventually cleared away for a throw-in to Puerto Rico. Torres gets it back down, the Puerto Rican captain. Just plays this one along the line. It doesn't stay in, however, for Eli Vasquez, and it's going to be a throw-in now to St. Martin. Shepherded out of play by Torres. And this is a long throw asking Vasquez to chase. Does so. Gets another throw in out of it. And already Puerto Rico seems to be gradually gaining the upper hand in the early exchanges. This is going to be another throw in by Torres. He goes into the area, trying to pick out Diaz. Diaz still interested. It may fall for Vasquez. Eventually cleared away off of him for a goal kick to St. Martin. St. Martin, of course, coming to this competition. Both halves of the island are here, both the French side and the Dutch side. Once again, these are the Saint Martinois, as they are called, the French, the players of French descent, taking on Puerto Rico. Two islands, neighboring islands in the northern Caribbean, so they will definitely be quite familiar with each other, even ahead of this challenge series. This is a giveaway here now. St. Martin on the front foot, picked up by Turque. Tries to round his man, eventually comes out of it quite astutely indeed. Puerto Rico's Martinez. Here now is Torres, looking for options ahead. Instead rolls this one back to Martinez. He's going to play it out wide on the right side to the diminutive Jaime, before the intervention that time of Sebastian Julian. And it's going to be a throw-in for St. Martin. Referee Prescott calls the medical staff of Puerto Rico on to see after the injured Julian. On a positive note, he is back on his feet for the moment. So that seems to be indication that he should be all right to carry on. Still early days in this competition and in this particular affair, so Puerto Rico definitely would be not wanting to lose a player so early. Fantastic conditions for football. Beaming sunshine and of course just a light covering of clouds above, making it ideal for these young under 14 players. As we've had resumption, tussle on that right hand side for Puerto Rico. It eventually breaks to St. Martin. Just dwelling a bit too long on it that time was Mark Moisi, before he was eventually coaxed into committing the foul to stop that blossoming Puerto Rican attack. Puerto Ricans have only been together for just around a month ahead of this tournament. Not too much time spent together. So far, however, you wouldn't be able to tell by the way they've approached proceedings. And this is a good ball across. Diaz was there. It flicked off the head of a St. Martin defender and into the grateful arms of Royny Jean-Baptiste, and goal for St. Martin. Here they come now, St. Martin. This is some aggressive stuff. Good to see. This is Diaz. He might be in behind. Has to be careful now, the St. Martin defenders, and Diaz with the outside of the left foot just tucks that one away beyond Jean-Baptiste. And the Puerto Ricans have open scoring here at the Ato Bolden Stadium. Fantastic goal indeed. Great industry from the player Diaz, making something out of nothing. As we see one more time, the burgeoning attack for St. Martin cut out and then clear the other way. Diaz getting around his marker and taking advantage of the cautiousness of that St. Martin defense as he bore down on goal. They were careful not to stick any legs out errantly for fear of committing the foul and conceding a penalty. Either way, they are still made to pay. Diaz with the opening goal in the 8th minute for Puerto Rico. Interesting comments coming from the team manager of Puerto Rico ahead of this tournament, Carla Desjardins, noting that they finished runners-up in this tournament for 3 years. And they are eager to achieve their goal this time, which would be to go all the way, Puerto Rico. So far, so good here at the Ato Bolden Stadium. Meantime, we'll have a throw-in to boys in all white. Torres. It's cleared up the field by Rivera. Diaz again is considering his options, forcing the St. Martin defense to clear this one out for a corner kick. So far, just about approaching 10 minutes played, and Puerto Rico well and truly in charge, with the opening goal scored via Fabian Diaz in the 8th minute of play. They'll have a corner kick taken short. Torres tries to feed it back to Julian, but they lose out. But here is Jaime coming across from his right back position to cover. does so well. It's going to be a throw-in. Another one to Puerto Rico along this near side touchline. Torres, the skipper, goes over the head of Rivera to Julian, and now it's all the way back with Martinez. Julian now. He has Jaime in support. Ayala, or rather Eli Vasquez, has switched sides. Ayala has come over to this near side, and Vasquez has gone over to the far side. Meantime, this is a throw-in. It's with Jaime. Puerto Rico again trying to cause some confusion in the St. Martin defense. So just a little over 11 minutes gone in this first period, and already Puerto Rico 1 goal to the good, with the opportunity to add to that via corner kick coming up. They have a small smattering of supporters in the stands here at the Atabolden Stadium, Puerto Rico. Began streaming in well before kickoff. Certainly have made their presence felt so far. Here come the Puerto Ricans. This is driven hard and low and all the way through for an easy tap-in. Puerto Rico, and that man again, Fabian Diaz, all alone and unmarked at the back post. It was a quickly taken corner kick. St. Martin caught napping, and the cross, as we look at it one more time, driven in hard and low. The flick at the first post by Eli Vasquez was missed, and it ran all the way through to Diaz for a goal in the 13th minute. That puts Puerto Rico ahead 2-0, and quite a task ahead for the St. Martin unit. This is Julian, plays this one out wide to Jaime in acres of space. 2 ahead of him, including Vasquez to his right, who gets it now. Vasquez, can he find the right pass? Fabian Diaz is lurking, but a rugged challenge by the retreating St. Martin defender on that left-hand side. Arundel sees off the danger. And in fact, Puerto Rico had the last touch. So it's going to be another goal kick to St. Martin. They play it short. This is Shalom. And they're just being bombarded here. This is a good shot, and what a goal. Goal number 3 for Puerto Rico. St. Martin caught in possession, unable to get the ball beyond their 18-yard area, just on the edge of it. Puerto Rico able to win back possession. As we see here, just hustled off of the ball there that time was Ethan Maliassi for St. Martin, and it fell to Isan Cedeno. He didn't need a second invitation. Let fly from about 20 yards out, and it didn't stop until it hit the back of the net. Goal number 3 for Puerto Rico, scored in the 15th minute by Isan Cedeno. So for a team that has only been together for under a month by their own estimation, certainly looking quite cohesive indeed, Puerto Rico, and here they come again. That's a good run there by the man Ayala. Gets the cutback. There was an infringement spotted by referee Prescott. And only that lets St. Martin off the hook. They'll need to work themselves out, and quickly St. Martin. This time trying to advance along the right-hand side before Torres stepped in. And it's going to be quite an interesting 20 minutes or so in the remainder of this first half, as we see Diaz again giving chase. This is dangerous. He could win it. Instead flicks it off the arm of Jean-Baptiste. So St. Martin causing themselves all sorts of trouble. Really sloppy in possession in their defensive third. And Puerto Rico always at the ready to pounce on any errors, as they did that time. Diaz earning them corner kick. You've seen a preference for the short kick by them. This is Torres now. He darts past his man and squares this one. It's still alive for Puerto Rico before the St. Martin team, they get it clear. It's back through now, aiming at Diaz. Collected by Jean-Baptiste. Puerto Rico again able to seize possession. Here they are stroking it around nicely around this Atto Bolden Park. Torres will reset all the way back to Yesniel Perez. He hasn't had much to do in this first period so far. That time just getting an opportunity to get a feel for the ball. Puerto Rico come forward again. This is a good ball sprayed forward. Jaime now. Gets it back, Jaime. From Cedeno. Or rather from Vasquez, and then committing the foul. Rather, a foul committed against him. And it's a free kick for Puerto Rico in a really inviting position. Let's see what they can work this time. Torres comes across from his left fullback position. He's in consultation with Sebastian Julian. Will this be an in-swinger of the boot of Torres or an out-swinger? It seems to be Torres. He's going for goal, actually. Gets it back from the half clearance and then just whacks this one way beyond any white shirt and out for a throw-in to St. Martin. St. Martin has had 6 months of preparation coming into this tournament. They started training in February for this competition. And they, like many of the other teams in this tournament, are here, as is the purpose of this competition put on by the Caribbean Football Union. They are here for some invaluable traveling experience. It is their first time traveling as an under-14 group, as referee Prescott puts a temporary hold to proceedings for the cooling break here at the Atto Bolden Stadium. Both teams will retreat to their technical areas for a chance to rehydrate, perhaps reset and organize themselves tactically as well. Puerto Rico already comfortably in the lead here at the Archibald Stadium in our 2 p.m. kickoff. Don't forget, still more action to come in this tournament. Later on, French Guiana and Curacao will kick off from this very venue. And all of the action can be caught live on the CFU YouTube pages. We have another look at some of what unfolded in that first period. Diaz opened scoring 8 minutes in as he stole a march on the St. Martin defense and just slotted low past Jean-Baptiste in goal for St. Martin. Then there he was again, unmarked in the crowd for his second and Puerto Rico's second as well. And perhaps the most impressive of all of their goals so far today, a banger into the top corner scored by Isan Cedeno in the 15th minute to see Puerto Rico in the lead 3-0 against St. Martin. This is an enterprising march forward by Eliel Feliz of Puerto Rico. The central defender picked it up and just strided forward past a number of St. Martin players before he was eventually thwarted, illegally so. Puerto Rico still in the mood despite such a handsome lead already in this affair. Still in the mood for more by the looks of things. That time, Feliz went in search. Just as the ball ran away from him, he dove into the challenge and conceded a free kick. So St. Martin will have the opportunity as well to take possession and build something. They'll need to be a bit more purposeful in their play to address this scoreline. Already trailing 3-0. Just over 10 minutes remaining in this first period. So still some time to get something onto the score sheet that will perhaps ask some questions of the Puerto Ricans. They've been largely comfortable in their proceedings and going about their business so far, Puerto Rico. And a 3-0 cushion tells that story. Here they may have some defending to do. Julian loses out. Then just a giveaway that time by Marceline Marcavens of St. Martin allows Puerto Rico to regain possession and advance. They'll have a throw in here now through Torres. And this ball is lobbed forward. Diaz. Quite a willing runner for the Puerto Ricans so far. Seems to be a quite industrious player, and he's had 2 goals for all of his running so far already. 1 away from a hat trick. Certainly that will be in the back of his mind as we come upon 24 minutes played. Meantime, here comes the St. Martin team through their number 9. Hugo Turquette loses out. Quite composed Puerto Rico team. Just recycles possession. Sprays this ball out to Jaime now. Jaime into Julian. Julian turns, takes on, finds the run of Vasquez, who is in an offside position, as flagged by assistant referee Sophia Golding out on that far side. Giving possession back to Puerto Rico, and another shot comes in. What a goal! Puerto Rico in the mood quite clearly here this afternoon. And the man who already had one banger with the right foot, Cedeno, has another crack, this time with the left boot from way outside. Same result. His second of the match, Puerto Rico's fourth. And there we have a look at it. Good footwork to work the space for the shot. And once he had it, all he had to do was direct it on target. Jean-Baptiste had no chance in goal for St. Martin. Just like that, after 26 minutes played, it's Puerto Rico 4, St. Martin 0. Play continues here at the Atterbolden Stadium. Once again, Group B action in Tier 1. Tier 1, of course, consisting of 8 teams, 2 groups of 4. This is Group B, as we see Puerto Rico trying to advance again before that man Ayala ran out of real estate. The 4 teams in Group B of Tier 1, Puerto Rico, of course, St. Martin, Curacao, and French Guiana. Group A in this tier will be played, or is being contested, in Tobago at the Dwight York Stadium in Bacolet, consisting of the host nation Trinidad and Tobago, along with Jamaica, St. Kitts and Nevis, and Aruba. Of course, the defending champions in this tier, Martinique, absent from this year's edition, so a new champion team will be crowned in this CFU Under-14 Challenge Series, as we see Puerto Rico again looking for something. Diaz couldn't quite bring the ball down. Instead, it comes now to Ayala. He tries to get it past his man, but loses out. And then Puerto Rico quick to regain possession through Julian. This now is the double goal scorer, Cedeno. Plays this one forward, rather across to Sebastian Rivera, who has a shy from distance. Perhaps inspired by his teammate Cedeno. That time, though, an easy save for Jean-Baptiste. As has been the quite obvious pattern, St. Martin give it right back to Puerto Rico. This is Ayala to whip across in. Only half cleared. It could fall to Cedeno. This is Julian now. Good first touch. Gets it out to Jaime, and then an opportunity to put this St. Martin defense through yet another examination. Ball rolled into the feet of Diaz. He couldn't quite take it on the turn. And now St. Martin come forward. Again, well defended by the Puerto Ricans. Tracking back that time was Rivera. This is Diaz trying to exchange with Vasquez. Diaz gets it back. Chips it through to Ayala. He can't quite get there. Goal kick to St. Martin. Puerto Rico quite comfortable so far. St. Martin haven't seen too much of possession, and as a result they found themselves pretty much pinned into their own half for much of this first period. Puerto Rico quite comfortable and quite satisfied to just stroke the ball around, with Vasquez now trying to roll it into Diaz. It's intercepted. They win it right back though, Puerto Rico. This now is Ayala. A one-time switch of the play aiming at Vasquez. He earns a free kick. Dangerous territory. St. Martin will have to be quite assured of how they want to set things up to defend this free kick. So far, Jean-Baptiste doesn't even seem too interested in setting a wall. This is an interesting take as referee Prescott lines them up. Jean-Baptiste now tries to line his wall up. So far, only 3 men in it. It's going to be Diaz. Remember, he's on a hat trick. And in the end, a quite simple save for Jean-Baptiste to keep the score manageable, at least for now. Under 5 minutes remaining in the first half. Puerto Rico back in possession. Rivera gets it wide to Julian. Julian just waltzes his way past 2 defenders. It's out now on this near side with Ayala. Ricochet is back with Rivera. And good work by Hugo 2K to hustle somewhat. Still there, they come forward again, Puerto Rico. Diaz that time using his hand, spotted by referee Prescott. It's going to be a free kick to St. Martin. In steps Torres. Rivera now to Julian. Julian to Cedeno. Cedeno turns nicely. Gets it wider to Ayala. Ayala will size one up. And they're quite willing to try their luck from all parts of the field, having already put 4 goals past their opponents. Now comes Ayala once more. He'll take his man on. That's Daryl St. Louis. Tracks back nicely though, and this is a floated cross in aimed at his opposite flanker, Eli Vasquez, but just overcooked. And it allows St. Martin one more time to have a breather via the goal kick. 3 minutes remaining in the first half. St. Martin not quite string the passes together. That time the man whose efforts were frustrated was Mark Wase. Puerto Rico now, they bring it all the way back to the goalkeeper, Yesniel Perez. This is Martinez. Back to Perez. He has Felice in support. Gets it now. Felice will play this forward to Jaime. Giveaway could be turned into an attack for St. Martin. Not quite. Felice to Jaime. Gets it back now. Felice. Perez. Tries to go long and it's given away. This is Torque. This could be the first real chance for St. Martin. Torque turns nicely and just unable to find that bottom corner. So was there a first real opportunity of the match so far for St. Martin. A bit of complacency creeping into the Puerto Ricans. Giveaway by Perez. Tried to go long with the outlet pass when he had quite a few other options available. St. Martin able to pounce on it, and they may be in some more trouble here if they persist with this type of approach. Puerto Rico. Torres turns nicely and tries to get Ayala going, unable to quite do so. just seconds left in this first half, in regulation time anyway, before the fourth official, as he is about to do so now, signals added on time. 1 minute. 1 minute of additional time at the end of the first half. Puerto Rico will just need to see off that extra or additional 60 seconds. St. Martin certainly will be thinking about it as an opportunity to perhaps sneak one in, as they almost did that time through 2K just moments ago. They'll have to hurry up though. As the throw-in comes in, it's all the way through. And this is Diaz thinking about a hat trick just at the end of the first period. Almost snuck in with the St. Martin defense unable to clear their lines. Here they come now, St. Martin. Can they find something just at the end of this period? No, they can't, says Antonio Martinez through the intervention. Gets it to Torres. Now it's with Julian and Feliz. Feliz will pick out the run of Jaime, or at least he tries to. That pass is overhit. And the halftime whistle should come any moment now from referee Kenisha Prescott to signal the end of this first period. Of course, offering St. Martin some respite and offering Puerto Rico a chance to head on in with a 4-0 cushion lead. Maybe at this juncture, head coach for Puerto Rico, Andres Mirabelli, might be thinking about freshening up his squad for the second half. So many options available to them with a 4-0 lead. St. Martin, however, it's back to the drawing board for them, and some serious introspection during the interval. So halftime here at the Atabolden Stadium in this Group B encounter, Tier 1 of the CFU Under-14 Boys Challenge Series. It's Puerto Rico 4, St. Martin 0. As the Puerto Rican boys head on to the tunnel, they receive some appreciative applause from their support crew in the stands. Just about 30 or 40 or so members, as we have the first half highlights now for you. The gates were opened as early as the 8th minute when Fabian Diaz gave chase and made something out of just a long clearance forward, able to sneak that one in past Jean-Baptiste in goal for St. Martin to make it 1-0. Then Julian rolled this one across goal nicely for Diaz to notch his second. And really and truly, this was the tail of the first half. The St. Martin defense quite sloppy in possession and swarmed out that time. The man Cedeno able to pick up possession and crack one with his right foot. That goal came in the 15th minute. 10 minutes later, he netted his second with the left boot that time in the 25th. And of course, it gave Puerto Rico a comfortable 4-0 lead, to which they should have and could have added through quite a number of chances and half chances in the remaining minutes of that first half. St. Martin themselves should have at least had one to the good, but Turque, after picking up possession, turning his man nicely, making room for the shot, unable to hit the target. And so the tale of the first half remains Puerto Rico well and truly in charge, 4-0 over St. Martin. Stay with us. Second half action still to come from here, the Atabolden Stadium in Couva. Welcome back to the Atto Bolden Stadium here in central Trinidad, Balmain, Couva to be exact, for second half action in this encounter between Puerto Rico and St. Martin. Three substitutions being made by Puerto Rico at the start of the second half. The players coming in: Luis Santiago, number 15, Mateo Esquerra, number 2, and David Colon, number 4. And so already they are on the ascendancy, or in the ascendancy, looking to add to their 4-0 lead. Meanwhile, the players exiting the field of play for Puerto Rico: number 14, Josue Ayala; number 3, Jadian Jaime; and number 6, Sebastian Rivera. St. Martin trying to make their way forward along the right-hand side. back with Puerto Rico. They bring it around. Now with Esquerra. Martin now coming forward. Will this go out for a corner kick? No, just kept in. Oh, it isn't. So it's going to be a corner kick for St. Martin. The player coming across that time for Puerto Rico, David Colon, unable to keep it in. Corner kick to be taken by Damani Brown for St. Martin. Seems to be some pulling and tugging in the area. Referee Prescott wants none of it. Floated in. Esniel Perez tried to claim. Eventually he's fouled. And it's going to be a free kick to Puerto Rico. So, as anticipated, they were able to make 3 changes at the very start of the second period. Puerto Rico, the players leaving the field were number 14, Josue Ayala, number 3, Jadian Jaime, and number 5, Eliel Feliz, while the players entering action were number 15, Luis Santiago, who's now deployed along the left flank. Number 2, Mateo Esquerra, is in the right back position. And David Colon, number 4, has entered play to partner Antonio Martinez in central defense. During this stoppage, St. Martin will take the opportunity to make a change of their own. In is number 3, J-Ro Jean-Baptiste. And the player leaving is Isaiah Musgrave. So, substitution for St. Martin. Isaiah Musgrave is out, and in is number 3, J-Ro Jean-Baptiste. Play resumes now along the left-hand side with Puerto Rico. This is Rivera. Rolls it to Cedeno. It's back now with Torres. Ahead of him was Santiago, but he couldn't keep it in. And now comes St. Martin. Battling away is the substitute, J-Ro Jean-Baptiste. This now is Damani Brown. It's up to Tulke. Good skill, good hold-up play. Gets it back now for a shot coming in from way outside from Marc Boissy. Good exchange, good pattern of play there that time from St. Martin. However, the desired result was not there to be had. Down below the Coventry position, we can see Puerto Rico readying 3 more substitutions. They've already made 3, remember, at the start of the second half. And with just about almost 9 minutes played in the second half, they are ready to freshen up those legs. already leading 4-0 on 4 first-half items scored by their number 9, the man who's done a lot of running for them, Fabian Diaz. His goals coming in the 8th and 13th minutes. As we saw, just a look back at how he has put his name onto the score sheet, opening scoring all the way back in minute number 8. And of course, another double coming from man Cedeno. This was Fabian Diaz's second tap-in. Meantime, here they are again now on the ball, Puerto Rico. This one is rolled out to Santiago. He tries to isolate his defender, and then tries to play the 1-2 with Diaz. He seems to be in a lot of pain. Maybe he overextended himself trying to get to that pass. Now referee Prescott motions for the Puerto Rican medical staff to see after his needs. In the meantime, 2 more substitutions being made by Puerto Rico. Their captain, number 10, Luis Torres, is being summoned. Replacing him is Eliam Garcia. Fabian Diaz also will not have the chance to add to his 2 goals. He'll be replaced by Wilfred Rivera, and also not getting the opportunity to add to today's tally, the other double scorer, Isan Cedeno, to be replaced by Miguel Alvarez. So 3 more substitutions for Puerto Rico as the captain's armband is being passed on to Julian after the exit of Torres. Play still yet to resume, as we see the player off the field currently receiving some treatment is Diaz. Of course, he's since been substituted. It gives the opportunity for perhaps referee Prescott to allow play to resume. Going to be a throw-in along the left for Puerto Rico. Santiago leaves it. And the new man coming in is immediately into action for Puerto Rico. That's Eliam Garcia, earns them a corner kick. So it's quite smooth sailing so far for Puerto Rico, albeit a bit less intentional than they were in the first half. In this opening 15 minutes or so of the second half, but it could be that they could add to their tally here. Just a bit of a scramble in front of the St. Martin goal mouth, resulting in a goal kick to the team in blue. Unable to add to their tally that time. Puerto Rico already 4-0 ahead. Yet to score in this second half. All 4 of their goals came in the first period. Double for Fabian Diaz, who's since been substituted, and a double as well for Isan Cedeno, who's also left the field of play before being able to perhaps notch a hat-trick. Goal kick now to St. Martin. Puerto Rico again. Trying to find more. That time, Santiago drifting offside. Just about 50 minutes gone in this encounter. 20 minutes remaining. And again, this developmental competition has certainly given us a bit of a glimpse as to what these teams can offer. In the meantime, here comes St. Martin on the attack. Good cross into Toke. He couldn't quite get it under control that time. Try to get something more here. Puerto Rico offside again. That time, Wilfredo Rivera just couldn't beat the offside trap. And they'll come again here now. St. Martin. Throw into them along the left-hand side. Joseph Arundel comes forward from the left fullback position. Can't quite get it into one of his teammates. In fact, it's a foul throw as spotted by the assistant referee on this near side, Brandon Cyrus. So he's going to go the other way in favor of Puerto Rico. Flicked on nicely by Vasquez. Gives chase himself. Could get the better of his defender. He does. Could he roll it across to a Puerto Rican shirt? He does so indeed. Eli Vasquez made that goal himself before rolling it unselfishly to the man in the central forward position, Wilfredo Rivera. And he makes it 5-0 to Puerto Rico in the 53rd minute. One more look at it. Good work down that right-hand side by Vasquez, holding off the challenge of his marker, Ethan Marliassi, and then just simply squaring it up for Rivera. All he had to do was direct it on goal. Does so successfully to make it 5-0 now to Puerto Rico. Picking up rather where Fabian Diaz left off, Wilfredo Rivera adds his name to the score sheet. And it's Puerto Rico 5, St. Martin 0. Here they come again. Puerto Rico eventually resisted. And they win possession right back, and this is Vasquez. We see what he can do along this right-hand side. He gets around his marker that time, and it just cuts it back now to another substitute. He has the shot that's eventually comes to Julian and peters out into nothing more. Puerto Rico still in the mood to add to their tally. In the meantime, 2 more substitutions made by St. Martin. Players exiting for St. Martin. Number 6, Samuel Almonte. He's replaced by number 13, Jan Germain. And also leaving the pitch, number 7, Damani Brown, replaced by number 19, Joseph Webster. Cooling break number 2 is on its way here at the Atto Bolden Stadium. A chance for these players to grab some refreshments and a chance for us to perhaps remind you of what has transpired so far from the Atto Bolden Stadium here in Couva. It's Puerto Rico with a 5-0 lead. 4 of their goals came in the first half, and just a short while ago, their substitute Wilfredo Rivera able to add a 5th to see them comfortably in the lead and well on their way to 3 points in this opening encounter. Group B in Tier 1 of the CFU Under-14 Challenge. This was the 5th item. Good work by Eli Vasquez along the right-hand side before squaring it up to Wilfredo Rivera. And that's how the cookie has crumbled so far here at the Atto Bolden Stadium. Just about midway through the second half, so still time for either of these two teams to add to what we've already seen. Will it be St. Martin to get onto the score sheet, or will it be Puerto Rico to add to their tally? Puerto Rico in possession. In that time, substitute Isquera just trying to trick his way along the right-hand side. He still manages to earn a throw-in. It's aimed towards Julian. It's picked up now. And a shot coming in from Miguel Alvarez. Way outside. Well struck, but just not enough power to beat Royny Jean-Baptiste in goal for St. Martin. Here they come now. This is a good ball looking for Turque. Gets it under control. He cuts inside onto the left foot. Still alive, but can't get to it in time. Is the substitute for them, Joseph Webster. Before Puerto Rico gets it clear. Another bit of defensive action for them to maintain their clean sheet. Certainly that's what it will be about. As much as they want more goals out of this affair, they'll be thinking about maintaining that clean sheet. We'll have some defending to do here. That's a good sliding challenge. Still alive for St. Martin. This is Arundel to Mark Evans. He bobs and weaves, earns a free kick. One of the very few that St. Martin has been able to earn themselves today. But perhaps this might be their moment. They've really toiled and toiled all day so far. As we see another substitution being made by Puerto Rico. Vasquez's mission has ended. And in comes, in his replacement, Pablo Mere. Meantime, free kick here now to St. Martin. The man over it is Jan Germain. Five teammates in the Puerto Rican area, but he'll go directly for goal. It soars high, wide, and handsome. And still nothing to show for all of their efforts so far today, St. Martin. again now, Puerto Rico. This is Julian. Checks inside of his man, and that's a heavy challenge. He didn't like it too much, Julian. He's not going to be penalized any further beyond a free kick by referee Prescott. In the meantime, play has been stopped, and it seems as though referee Prescott is trying to get the attention of Julian. He's wearing the captain's armband now after the second half withdrawal of regular captain Luis Torres, and he's being asked to leave the field of play for treatment. He does so now. Meantime, Puerto Rico will have free kick. As we see, they seem to be readying another substitute. This is a good floated free kick in. The man just coming around the back unattended was Mereb, the substitute. Actually, that was Miguel Alvarez. He tried to get onto the end of it. Eventually, Jean-Baptiste able to get a hold of the loose ball for St. Martin. Meantime, though, Puerto Rico will attack again. That time, though, Santiago running out of space. Puerto Rico will make one more substitution, and it's that man, Julian. He'll play no further part in this match, and in is Willie Lugo. Number 18. He also enters the field of play with instructions, and the captain's armband is passed on to Sebastian Rivera. One of only 3 of the starting 11 still on the field of play for Puerto Rico. The others, of course, being number 17, Antonio Martinez, and number 1, goalkeeper, Yesniel Perez. So 8 substitutions being used by Puerto Rico. Almost an entire new team on the field of play as they are cruising with just about 7 minutes remaining in the lead, 5-0 over St. Martin. St. Martin to resume play. And again, it's given right back to Puerto Rico for the foul is committed. That time, the player being fouled was Rivera, or rather Willie Lugo. And now it's going to be a free kick about 25 yards out for Puerto Rico. Miguel Alvarez seems interested, and by the length of his measured run-up, he'll be thinking about going directly to goal. There's a crowd of players ahead of him. Gets it above all of them, but also above the crossbar, harmlessly out of play. It's going to be goal kick. St. Martin. It's Mereb, Pablo Mereb. Shuffles it over to Lugo, and that cross comes in. No Puerto Rican able to get a decisive touch. He's going to be swung in one more time by Santiago, and comes all the way through to Joseph Arundel to clear for St. Martin. Finally, they are able to get it into the Puerto Rican half. throw in to St. Martin. Here they go, trying to make an attack. Mark Boissy, he's been arguably their best player, rolls that one nicely toward Turque. And his shot was charged down, but then here it comes the other way now. This is Santiago. He could be clean through on goal. The St. Martin defense retreats. Santiago should have perhaps been thinking about rolling that one across to his arriving support player. He expresses his frustration that the ball didn't arrive for him. Santiago instead opting for a shot. In the end, a rather meek one at that. And St. Martin survives another Puerto Rican raid. Just under 5 minutes of play, regulation time remaining. Puerto Rico cruising. They'll want to see this out without any blemishes. This is a ball left a bit short. They've been guilty on the other occasion of being a bit too relaxed when the ball is in that sort of area. That particular player, Yasniel Perez, has been guilty himself of leaving it a bit short for his teammates. Survived a first half scare when Turque intercepted an attempted clearance. He really should have hit the back of the net for St. Martin. He was unable to that time, and so we have the storyline continuing to see Puerto Rico with a substantial lead. This is a good ball played by Alvarez. Lugo is on to it. Lugo will shoot from just outside the area. And he gets his goal, the 6th for Puerto Rico in the 67th minute. Puerto Rico 6, St. Martin 0. Another look at it, the ball played over the top. Good first touch by Lugo. He set himself quite early and just slotted it past the advancing Royny Jean-Baptiste in goal for St. Martin. He gets his reward, Lugo. Second half substitute. And scores in the 67th minute for Puerto Rico to take 6-0 lead. Remember, the Puerto Ricans, of course, although they've only been in preparation for this tournament about 3 weeks to a month before the start of it, they did state that one of their clear objectives out of this competition is to be able to do better than 3 runners-up finishes in previous editions. Could this be their year? They're off to a flying start already in this Group B of Tier 1. And with the defending champions, Martinique, not taking part in this year's competition, this is as good a chance as any for Puerto Rico to be able to finally break that jinx and finish better than runners-up, as they did 3 times previously. Meantime, St. Martin, they'll be playing, as they stated, for a chance to gain exposure and experience at a higher level. They've not acquitted themselves too badly. Of course, the scoreline does them no favors. This game may be well beyond their reach now, with coming up on 1 minute left in regulation time. The idea for them should be to not concede anymore in the remaining minutes of this one. Perhaps they'll begin to reorganize themselves ahead of their second encounter in this year's competition. Of course, next for St. Martin, they'll be taking on Curaçao in the 2 p.m. kickoff on Sunday. That's tomorrow. With a chance to perhaps reverse today's result Puerto Rico, their next encounter is also on Sunday, right here at the Atto Bolden Stadium, and they'll be taking on French Guyana. Those two teams, French Guyana and Curacao, they have a date with Destiny from 4 p.m. this afternoon here at the Atto Bolden Stadium. Meanwhile, this is St. Martin trying to finally put Puerto Rico under some pressure. Good hustling for them, and this is a good ball here now played forward. And a bit of a tussle before it's eventually cleared by Puerto Rico, and they come forward. They're charging forward now. This ball just asks a bit too much of Mateo Esquerra. He can't keep it in. But a nice battle materialized a short while ago. St. Martin, even though time has expired, really showing their willingness to fight till the very end. Into added on time now. As there is a stoppage for treatment to a St. Martin player. They look spent. Certainly been a difficult afternoon for them. They've been chasing shadows for much of it. Puerto Rico, well and truly ahead in this match from the very start. Remember, they would have gotten goals as early as the 8th minute today, and since then, we've not looked back. 4 goals scored in the first half, 2 more in second half play, and they lead comfortably 6 goals to 0 over their opponents. It's been that kind of day for St. Martin. While it may almost be over, they'll certainly reflect on this clash as one that has gotten away from them quite early on today. They've just not quite been able to redeem themselves. Still, though, Puerto Rico come forward looking for more, attacking along this right-hand side, but it's well defended. And then still just given away back to Puerto Rico. This is Esquerra. 2 in support. That's it now to Alvarez. The ball played forward by Meren, who's out for a goal kick to St. Martin. The final whistle should be coming any moment now from referee Kenesha Prescott. She signals for St. Martin to speed things up with the goal kick. They do so now, and it's out for a throw-in for them. This is Arundel. He's put under immediate pressure, concedes a throw-in again for Puerto Rico. Esquerra has 2 ahead of him, one of them Alvarez. Alvarez is giving chase, and it's cut out by Arundel. Another throw into Puerto Rico now. Mered. Foul throw spotted. Quite a number of them, and it's something you kind of expect at this level, but at the very same time, this is what this tournament and this level of development is expected to remedy. Another foul through by Arundel. He's been having a torrid time of it from those throw-ins. Puerto Rico, they are in a hurry to add to their tally of goals today, but they'll have to wait for their second encounter as referee Prescott whistles to signal the end of this one. Puerto Rico coming away with a handsome 6-0 win over St. Martin to get the ball rolling in this Tier 1 of the CONCACAF, or rather the Caribbean Football Unions Under 14 Boys Challenge
Now we
Series.
look forward to our second game for today.
Stand by for the presentation of the Player of the Match Award.
We have
But before that, let's remind you of how it all went down here at the Anthems Stadium in our early kickoff in this Group B of Tier 1, Puerto Rico and St. Martin. Appreciative gathering of Puerto Rican supporters applaud their young stars following the end of today's proceedings. And just to the bottom of your screen, you can see the presentation of today's player of the match about to take place. It'll be no surprise to you or to us here in today's venue that Fabian Ruiz is the man selected as the player of the match. The young Puerto Rican scored a first half double to send his team on the way, and they never looked back. His goals came in the 8th and 15th minutes, rather the 8th and 13th minutes, and pretty much set Puerto Rico up for today's mammoth victory. 6-0 the final score. He's being congratulated by the other double scorer, who's perhaps even questioning why Diaz has been awarded this Player of the Match award over him, Isan Sidenio. But in the end, all's well that ends well. It's Puerto Rico coming away 6-0 winners over St. Martin, and Fabian Diaz, their illustrious number 9, quite deservedly picks up the Player of the Match award. Final word from their technical support staff, perhaps reminding them, while congratulating them on today's win, reminding them that it's still a long competition to go, and as they have stated themselves, the objective is to go all the way. So they'll quickly get this victory out of their system, put it to bed, so to speak, and begin focusing on what's ahead. And what is ahead for them is tomorrow's encounter against French Guiana. In the meantime, this is how it all started. 8 minutes in, Fabian Diaz giving chase to a clearance, unable to slot that one past Roiny Jean-Baptiste, and then standing all alone for the low cross, just to tap it in from the left foot, Ruiz. Then it was the Isan Sidenio show. 2 long-range missiles from the Puerto Rican midfielder, one off the right boot and the other from the left. Of course, the St. Martin's players did have their chances. This one, the best of the lot, perhaps, for today, falling to Hugo Turque, unable to make it count. And then after netting 4 times in the second half, Puerto Rico resumed in the first half, they resumed in the second half. That goal scored by Wilfredo Rivera in the 52nd. And then rounding things off, latching on to the ball over the top, Miguel Alvarez, making it 6-0 to Puerto Rico over St. Martin. And with that, they go to the top of the group, Group B in Tier 1, and certainly looking fancied to progress into the latter stages of this tournament with that 6-0 win. As mentioned, next up for Puerto Rico, they'll take on French Guiana, and that's from 4 p.m. tomorrow, Sunday, here at the Atchison Stadium. Next up for St. Martin from 2 p.m. tomorrow. They will meet Curacao. In the meantime, from the Arthur Walden Stadium, we are about to
It doesn't matter if you speak English or if your native tongue is French, Spanish, or Dutch. It doesn't matter if you are male or female, young or young at heart. We in the Caribbean Football Union speak the same language. Football.
Football.
Football. Football.
Football.
And we speak with one voice.
With Flow Business's new smart solutions, powered by super fast, reliable broadband, you'll feel like there are more versions of you working for you. From website design, development, and digital marketing to promote your business, 24/7 business class support to cloud solutions, security, and more. Multiply your growth today.
Subway Series presents the Italianos. 3 new subs made with an Italian flair. Say ciao to the zesty hotshot Italiano, the tastier than ever ultimate BMT, or go all in with the boss. Each served with a free 16-ounce drink. Elevate your game at Subway.
Bob, I know it's dangerous, but you're the only one who can unite the people.
You ready, Bob? No guns can stop this message. I want the world to change. And that time is now.
the Caribbean Football Union's Under 14 Boys Challenge Series is brought to you kind courtesy of our ground transportation provider, the official Sixth TT, the official ground transportation provider for the 2024 CFU Boys Under 14 Challenge Series. And they are the coordinators. This competition is being hosted in Trinidad and Tobago. Of course, extend our thanks to our partners, the Ministry of Sport and Community Development of Trinidad and Tobago, the sport company Sport TT, I Choose Sport, Sixth Rent-A-Car, Subway, Stream Blue, and Parade. Of course, this is the opportunity for you to get in on the action. Take our spectator survey for a chance to win a special merchandise package. All you have to do is scan the code and, of course, get your chance to earn some of our prizes. Our prizes include Sport TT notepad, cap, and keychain, drawstring, of course, from Visit Trinidad, a drawstring bag, water bottle, and microfiber towel, or an iChoose Sport TT shirt, pencil case, and a phone popper. Be part of the action at this CFU Under-14 Boys Challenge Series. Stay tuned for more action from the Atto Bolden Stadium. Up next, Curacao will take on French Guiana.